Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I am Sam. I'm an artist, illustrator and aspiring knitting designer coming to you from the Republic of Ireland. Today it's quite a short video in which I would like to give you some suggestions or recommendations about my favorite yarn shops here in Ireland. You may want to check them out to buy some Irish yarn or wool, or maybe to browse them to find some gems. I got the idea for this video from my digital friend Ruth from Ruth Love to Knit podcast. I am going to link her podcast below in the description. Please make sure to check her out. She is a brilliant knitter. So I always found quite difficult to source yarn here in Ireland. I can't really figure out how to find those very famous international yarn brands that every other podcaster is talking about. The likes of Rauma, Sandnes, Holst, and you name it, it's impossible to find in Ireland. This because Ireland is a very small country, it's an island, everything is more or less imported. We do have a few Irish owned and produced brands, but that's basically it. So I did some research and I compiled a list of about 50 yarn shops that ship internationally. This is not an exhaustive list and it's a work in progress, but I would like to be, just as a disclaimer, I did not include any independent dyer, hand-dyed yarn companies. That will come in a second video and probably in a separate database as well. Today I just would like to focus on something that is more mainstream and more accessible to anybody in Ireland and abroad. So I would like to mention a couple of shops that you definitely must check out, and they happen to be my favorite as well. The first one I would like to mention is This Is Knit. It's a lovely, beautiful shop. It's based in the Powerscourt shopping mall in the city centre of Dublin. The Powerscourt shopping mall or shopping centre is a very, very old Georgian building, or Victorian perhaps, don't quote me on that, in the very city centre of Dublin. On the second floor you can find This Is Knit. It's a beautiful small shop with a lot of gorgeous yarns. You can find everything that is Irish made, from Irish sheep all the way to international yarns as well. They do have a good range of accessories as well, patterns, books. It's just an experience. And they do ship internationally as well. On the spreadsheet I put the rates of shipping for Europe, Ireland and internationally too, so if you would like, you can check them out there. There is as well a link to their website. I absolutely love this shop, not just for the great customer service and the great range of yarns, but as well because it's an experience to go in and see all these amazing yarns hanging from the walls on little shelves, literally everywhere in the shop. It's just very beautiful. Another shop I would like to mention is the Knitting Room in Fisborough. If you are in Dublin for a visit, this may be a little far from you, but definitely is worth a visit. You can take a bus or the Luas, which is our tram service, and get a ride there. It's very, very close to the Botanical Garden and as well the Glasnevin Cemetery, which is something to see in Dublin, is actually quite stunning. And the shop itself, it's very small but really cozy, has a lot of yarns, and especially international yarns. I found a lot of great Portuguese yarns, a good general variety of natural wools and natural fibers, and as well acrylics. And they always have classes in their shop. It's a really cozy and really beautiful, and the stuff is just amazing. As well, they do ship internationally, so check them out. It's a great shop. Another of my favorite yarn shops is definitely Winnie's Cafe in Boothurstown. This is at the very south of Dublin. It's a little bit more difficult to reach if you are visiting Dublin, and definitely this is worth a visit. They are the biggest retailer of drops, but as well they have a massive range of Irish fibers and international fibers. I feel like their focus is a lot of natural fibers, and they do have a very interesting range of tools, needles and patterns. It's probably the only shop in Ireland that keeps Adi's needles, so very good to know. And as well, they have a lovely coffee shop just beside the yarn store, which is great to sit down and eat for a bit. And the seaside is 5 minutes walk from there, so it's another great shop. They do ship internationally, and so far I think this is the cheaper of the yarn stores. If you take, for example, Drops, which is an international brand that everybody knows, someone loves, someone hates completely, but the prices of Winnie's are absolutely great for Drops, so I really warmly feel like you should check it out. The staff is as well amazing. They are very helpful. I was there a few weeks ago and I was buying some Irish yarn, especially I think it was Darney from Studio Donegal for a jumper. No idea of what pattern to make, no idea of meterage, so I asked for 4 skeins, and one of the ladies like, "Oh, you have 2,000 meters of yarn here, what are you knitting?" That is to tell you how great they are in not pushing for a sale, but just warmly recommend what your best buy is. So Winnie's is definitely a winner for me. On the same sort of range of Winnie's, it's a Woolly Castle, which is located in County Westmeath. It's a bit far from Dublin. Definitely it's a bus ride or a 45 minutes ride on a car. I personally never been there, but I constantly buy online from their store. They have amazing rates for shipping, and yarn-wise, they do have an amazing range of yarns as well. They do have drops, but as well they focus on Irish-owned brands and Irish fibers, so definitely worth it to check out. The thing that drives me to buy over and over from Woolly Castle is that they do have an amazing range of patterns and books. For example, those publications from Pom Pom magazines rather than The Return of Esho from Adriaphil or Line magazine, they have everything in stock there and it's absolutely amazing. So check it out if you can. And another very good recommendation for me is the Crafty Fox in Drogheda, which is the north of Dublin. It's a little far, but definitely worth a visit. The shop itself is basically a jewel box of yarn, fabric, and anything crafty you can think about. It's beautiful, it's amazing. The people there are great to recommend you stuff, and as well just for a knitting chat. The shop is almost by the beach, and Drogheda has stunning beaches, so if you go up there it's definitely worth a walk on the beach, some knitting and checking the shop. All of these shops, by the way, even if I don't mention, they do ship internationally, so check them out. The spreadsheet includes, and again, I don't know if I mentioned this already, the rates for shipping as well. Those may change in time. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be there and update the shipping range, but if I can, I will. I feel like I should mention as well the Irish Crafters. It's a sort of community center, but as well a yarn shop, and they do focus on only 100% Irish yarns, Irish companies, and Irish fibers. It's based in Galway. If you're down there, absolutely worth a visit. It's a community of crafters and producers that came together in order to build a little bit their business and keep alive the traditions of crafting and fibers and other artistic endeavors from Ireland. It's an absolutely stunning initiative, and the shop is great as well. And as well, they do ship internationally. So if you want some pure Irish and independent makers stuff, definitely it's worth a visit. And as well, I think it's worth a visit if you are in Galway, because you do have this massive share of knowledge from Irish crafters that is great. So another shop that needs to be checked out, and I'm repeating checking out so many times, you got it. I would like to mention as well Vibes and Scribes in Cork, which is a massive retailer of yarn, massive from the Irish perspective. They do have a couple of stores in Cork City, and they do have a lot of yarns as well. They do have those international brands, a lot of acrylics, but as well great Irish yarns. Hedgehog fiber, Olan, and the usual suspect, Studio Donegal, etc. The vibe of those shops, although it's called Vibes and Scraps, is more about like a commercial shop. You don't get the feeling of a jewel shop or a crafty space. It's more like a supermarket of yarns, but it's absolutely great. And their shipping rates are brilliant as well, so that is very good to know. A couple of more yarn companies and shops that you may want to have a look at is, of course, the Studio Donegal company. It's a spinning mill here in Ireland. Everything is Irish, from the wool to the spinning and the producing of the yarn. They are, of course, based in Donegal, which is the very northwest of Ireland, and you can buy their yarn from almost every shop, but you can as well buy directly from the mill, and their shipping rate are usually much lower than anywhere else, and as well you can find great yarn bargains too. The other mill I would like to mention is Carrie Volomiel, another great yarn shop. Everything is Irish there as well, from the fibers all the way to the spinning of the yarn, and they do sell directly as well with international shipping. The third meal that I absolutely would like to mention is the Cushendale spinning mill. This is probably the oldest mill in Ireland, and they do sell yarn. Their yarn might be a little bit more pricey, but it's definitely worth a mention and a try perhaps. So that was a very big chunk of my favorite places to buy yarn from here in Ireland. Um, Again, in the spreadsheet you can find so many more places, and I really hope this was helpful, and I really hope you will buy some Irish yarn. I'm not sponsored by any of these people, and it's just a little bit of a way to help my own community to grow, and as well to shine some light to the Irish yarn and wool world that I personally disliked for a long time, and I grew to learn and to love as well. So it's a quite a nice way. to go. Also, don't forget to check out my previous podcast, episode number 20. I will link it below in the description of this video as well. I am hosting a giveaway for my 2000 subscribers mark, and if you like to enter, please set a comment in the other video and you will be entering the giveaway. I'm giving away a project bag, some yarn, and as well a pattern. So check it out. Enter. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and all the usual things that YouTubers say. And that was it for today. I will see you very soon with the result of the giveaway, and good luck to everybody. Have a lovely weekend. Bye bye.